YouTube channel here. I want to start this off with a video of kind of how I got into fitness, you know, what my experience is, the different types of fitness I've tried, where I started, because sometimes I get questions from people asking, how do I get going? Where do I start? You know, basic things like that, which is totally normal, and I've been in that position. So if you guys are interested, please stay tuned. Let's get to it. Okay, first question first, where I started. So I started in the fitness industry. First experience ever really working out was about, like 8 years ago? Wow, it's been a long time. I'm pretty sure it's been about 8 years. 7 years? Right around there. Anyway, I got started because a really good friend of mine invited me to go take a boot camp class, and she'd been doing it for a while. She loved it, and I saw her progress through her pictures online, and I was like, wow, this looks pretty cool. I grew up doing things like dance or just, you know, sports outside. So I've always been active, always had fun with challenging myself, but I never had really experienced that in gym, you know, type of workout. So this is going to be totally something new to me, but I was really excited about it. Gave it a try, almost threw up my first day. It was great, but it happens to the best of us. So that's exactly where I started, was at a boot camp class. And I like that aspect of it because, like a lot of people, I was scared to start alone. I had no idea what I was doing. So the awesome coaches that I met there all taught me. I mean, I can't thank them enough, because that was the biggest reason I got into teaching fitness too. Was once I was kind of taught how to do it, I was like, damn, this could be a good life goal for me. So after I started doing the boot camp, I got really, really consistent with that. Really started to see some progress. Got more into the weightlifting side instead of doing as much cardio. And then from there, you know, I moved around to a couple different gyms. I then moved on to a gym that was boxing, like Muay Thai boxing and Jiu-Jitsu, and it was so much fun. Honestly, I really miss being able to work out there, because those were some of the most fun classes I've ever taken, along with learning self-defense, which, again, I don't know if it's as important to everybody, but I honestly feel so much better knowing some of the techniques I know now. But along with that, you know, I learned how to do boxing, how to teach boxing, and no, I'm not a professional. I never have been in like an actual fight, but the gym I worked at did, you know, have people competing, things like that. So that was a lot of fun, and just kind of learning a new skill. It was very different from basic bodybuilding and things like that that I had become accustomed to doing. So that was a lot of fun. From there, I moved on to training with another trainer, and I started learning this thing called RFT. It's called Raw Functional Training, and the trainer I was working with was the actual founder of the program, and it's based around putting your body through things it doesn't normally go through, and really connecting the brain to body connection, which I know there's speculation on that, but no, it's actually meant to push you past limits that you are so not used to. And you can do that with standard bodybuilding as well as you progress up in weight and things like that, but this type of training was something else, and I can't believe how strong I got because of it. And as well as I added more agility, things like that, you know, it blew my mind. And those were some of the most fun times I ever had training, because when he pushed us through our training sessions, it was something like I had never experienced before. I mean, we were doing some crazy ass shit, and we were training on the beach at 6 a.m, you know, and we were going out and swimming in the ocean and, you know, all this sort of stuff, doing bear crawls, you know. There's a whole slew of it, and if you check out my Instagram, you can see some of the old videos I used to put up, but trying to work some of that training back into my schedule now, because I do love it, and it's something that you can do all movements without actually any weight, any equipment, nothing. You can just do it just strictly with your body weight. I think that was my favorite part about it in the beginning, but then adding the dynamics of actually having different equipment, using a sled, pushing plates around, adding sprints in between, things like that to really get your heart rate up and really push yourself. We're just pretty crazy, and I really enjoyed that time of my training career. So after that, I kind of branched out on my own, started my own kind of thing, my own kind of business, and trying to figure out how to build that up. And I have to say this has been my favorite job I've literally ever had, and I absolutely love it. So now I am an in-home and online personal trainer. I have to say I've got some of the coolest clients ever, and I'm so lucky to have all of them. I feel lucky to be able to train with anybody, but honestly, I feel like I found some pretty badass people over the last couple of years who've stuck with me, and I greatly appreciate it. So, and just from from training different people who have different lifestyles, who have different goals, who are at different points in their life, who also, everybody has a different body type. So being able to learn how to train people with different hurdles to get over has been amazing, and in my eyes, I love it. I love the challenge. I love being able to branch out and learn more and figure out the best way to program something for someone with a knee injury, or program something for somebody whose back is hurt, sciatic hurt, something like that, and it's not all heavy weightlifting all the time, because trust me, as much as I love to say that, it's not in my eyes anyway. There's plenty of other things that you can do and ways you can still work out and still lift weights being safe, but it's not going to be the super hardcore all the time for everybody. And that's one piece of advice I have to give out to anyone who's interested in training or learning to become a trainer. As you work with different people, learn what you need to do with them, because just doing the same couple workouts here and there not only is going to make it extremely boring, but it may not be right for everybody. You can't say to each person, okay, you need to do squats too. You need to do squats too. One person might be able to do that and they'll progress up in weight using a barbell, etc., etc. But somebody else whose back is screwed up, or has hip problems, or has knee problems, they might not ever be able to do that. And trust me, I wish everybody could too, but that's not the case. So really study and learn who you're working with. If they have any setbacks or any health issues you need to be aware of, just make sure you're giving attention to that client, because it'll be so much more worth it in the end for both of you. So that's kind of where I got started, as I trailed off into another story. But kind of how I first got interested was, like I said, I've done dance and outdoor sports, things like that, for fun over the years, but I never really got into weightlifting. And I remember after my first day at that boot camp, along with the first couple months and starting to really work with barbells and the sled and all that type of thing, really honestly got me so empowered myself, and I felt so much stronger. And that was another thing, is I've never been one to look at a scale, but looking to see how, okay, I'm progressing up. Like, I went from 15s to 20s for this, or I can do 25s for this, and it's not as bad as when I started out with 8-pound weights, and I was dying. And there were people around me who were lifting much heavier weights, and all I could think of was like, wow, I'm really weak, and how come I can't lift that? But it takes time. It takes time to build it up, and you can get there. So, other than that, I am a certified trainer. I know a lot of people have qualms about certifications. I think you need to at least get a basic, somewhat of a certification or degree. because if you don't, I mean, just because you lift in a gym doesn't mean you know what you're talking about. Let's be honest. So I am NASM certified. We're also required to have a CPR and AED certification, first aid certification, so I have that as well. I'm RFT certified. I'm also, what else was I certified in? There was something else. Oh, it was a specialty certification for a piece of equipment called a strongboard, so I'm strongboard certified as well. And again, I've been going to school for it as well, so I mean, I kind of know what I'm talking about. But I think it's important to at least do some research into the field that you're looking to go into. And if you are looking to go into it, make sure you stay in your scope of practice, which, if you don't know what that means, your scope of practice is basically stick to what you know and what you've learned. So say you're doing an ASM certification. If you just do a personal training certification, you're not a registered dietitian. So if someone's asking you for nutritional advice or a meal plan or something like that, I give out recommendations because I do have the nutrition certification as well, but I don't write up legitimate plans, especially for someone who's dealing with, you know, things like diabetes or, you know, other health problems that the diet really pertains to. They need to go to an actual registered dietitian. So if you want to be a registered dietitian, go for it. But again, just stick into your scope of practice. So over the next couple weeks, I'm going to try and get some more videos out. I'm definitely doing some how-to videos, which will break down and explain some of the different movements and exercises. So I'm going to try and make a separate video column for that. I'm going to do some Q&A videos. So if you guys want to hit me up either here or on Instagram, Facebook, etc. I'm on TikTok. I don't know how to use it, but check me out on there too. I'm learning. But yeah, you guys can check all those out. I'll make sure to link everything down below in the description box where you can click right there and you're sucked into my page. I also have a website as well. I'm finishing working on that, getting it crisped up, nice, exactly how I want it. And I'll make sure to link my YouTube on there too, if anyone is interested in visiting the website and wants to get back to this page. But that'll have all my links on it too. Gonna try and keep up with doing a blog. I can't say it's gonna be every week. I haven't decided on the timeline for that yet, but as I get into the mix of it, it'll be a little more frequent. But right now, I'm just trying to start off with a video a week. They may not be super long either. Again, I'm new to YouTube. I've watched YouTube for a long time, but I've never actually made videos. But I'm really excited to start this journey, and if anyone has any questions, if you have any comments, anything, please feel free to drop them below. I will get back to you guys. And again, if anyone needs any help, I'm here as well. So please feel free to reach out. Please feel free to follow me on the other platforms if you care to keep updated and stuff like that. But I appreciate you guys for stopping in and watching, and I will see you guys on the next video. See you then.